Hey y'all, happy Thursday. It's chit chat time. Okay y'all, so this past Tuesday I failed my Arkansas real estate um, exam. Actually it was the state and national portions. I failed both of them. But it's okay or whatever. I'm just gonna keep on studying and just keep on pushing towards my goal or whatever, because ultimately I really want to become an Arkansas realtor. And I can't wait for that day to where I actually get the chance to say I am an actual Arkansas realtor. So yeah, and I may even go as far as like getting my real estate license in like neighboring states, because my ultimate goal is to help people. And you know, me and my husband, we've been talking about different business opportunities and creating multiple streams of income for our family. You know, we've been discussing like generational wealth and stuff like that. So yeah, we're really just trying to build, and real estate is one of the options that we have decided to partake in. So yeah, I'm going to get my real estate license, and he's looking at some different aspects of real estate for himself, well, for the family. But yeah, I failed my test, but I wasn't hard on myself. It actually made me more motivated to continue to push. And the thing is about me is like, now I know what's on the exam. Now I know what to expect. So I'm just going to study on some of the areas that I need to work on and retake it. Unfortunately, though, I did wait to the very last minute to take my exam. So I would actually have to retake these 60 coursework hours. And that's okay, because what better way to study than to start all over from scratch, right? But anyway, y'all, my life, like my goal is to, like, we want acres. Like, we want a lot of land. Like my husband's family, they have a lot of land and stuff like that. And I want that for us too. And me and my husband, we want like a compound. We have like aspirations of having like a barnuminium. And he wants like, you know, different things or whatever, but we have everything like laid out on how we want it. And I know God is going to bless us to where we are aligned and positioned to get there. But we know we have to keep God first and continue to pray and continue to apply the action. So that's what I'm doing or whatever. And one of the things that I am also doing, my husband too, is to better our bodies, better our mindsets, you know. So you got to work on your mind. You got to work on your emotions, mentally, work on your body, physically, inside and out. We just been, it's a lot. And it's crazy because when you come from, you know, a past of like drinking and smoking and just eating and doing whatever it is that you want, you know, it's a huge transition. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not no goody two shoes or anything like that. I did what I did, but now it's time for me to get right, and I am. So right now I am actually out here walking. I got my band on. It's my first time on my band. It's actually taking my breath away, but yeah, I think I got it too tight. I'm gonna have to loosen it up. Or you know what, actually I don't even think it's too tight. I think it's just the fact that I really don't want to wear it. I think when I hit that corner though, I'm gonna take it off. So I really don't want it on, but I wanted to get a good sweat. But when I thought about it, I actually get a good sweat regardless. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to take it off, girl. But anyway, y'all, I want to have a barnuminium, plenty of acres for my vegetation. You guys know I love gardening. So I want like space for my cabbage, my greens, and I want beautiful sunflowers, and I want a watermelon patch, you know, just different fruits and vegetables and stuff. I always wanted like a vineyard. Like I want grapes and stuff like that. It's just so much that I want, and so much that I can actually see. And I feel like God is like giving me this vision or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm not looking into the camera. But yeah, it's just so much that I want to do. So much me and my family want to do. And then I want to have it like on our compound to where, like when the kiddos come home or whatever, they would have a place to lay their head. Because one thing about me, when I go visit people's houses, like I be ready to go because I like to lay down. I take naps frequently. I love to take naps. Like when I go to somebody's house, like if I eat good, maybe you better know I'm gonna lay down. Like I'm gonna give me a good walk, but I like to go shower and lay down. I like to lay down. Okay, and that's one thing like in my 40s that I've learned is that rest is so essential. Because before y'all, I was running myself raggedy, trying to be like super mom, trying to be a super employee, going above and beyond in like every aspect of my life. But now, baby, I rest. Okay, I'm not playing with it. I'm looking at other people, like I'm very observative, and I watch other people and I see how, like I see the traits of how I used to be in them, and I be like, bless their soul, they just gonna run themselves raggedy. And I've learned to keep my unsolicited advice to myself because sometimes people just don't want to hear it. I went through a whole season of thinking that I was helping or whatever, and I wasn't. So nowadays I just keep my unsolicited advice to myself. So only if people ask do I actually like share things. And actually, speaking about conversations and talking, I've learned too that when I was younger, I was never really heard. You know, I was a middle kid, and I think that kind of like grew with me as an adult. So I always feel like my voice get lost in the conversation, and that's like a trigger for me. Like I'm not the kind of person that I like to compete to get heard. Like if we're in a conversation, I'm very like soft spoken, so I don't like compete with people that are like loud or, you know, like to be aggressive in conversations. Like you can have it, and I don't have to compete with you. But however, I am learning how to, you know, not people please, and I'm learning how to interject in a way to where if there is something that I need to say, that I'm doing it properly to where it does get heard. But I'm also learning to just keep my own peace, because sometimes God doesn't want you to talk about or share what you have going on in certain conversations. So I'm learning discernment. Yeah, it's a lot going on in this season, and God has been like really molding me to where, like, even with the way I appear on social media, like, I don't know, I just really wanted for people to like me or whatever. And you know what? People didn't like Jesus. And that's like perfect, the perfection. You know what I mean? So if people didn't like Jesus, what makes me feel like people are going to like me when I get on social media? Or when I try to communicate or, you know, commingle with people. So yeah, I'm just learning to like